Hey guys, it's me, Liam Cattleson here, for another Charmed reaction, which of course you can find in the description and the pinned comment below, the link to episode 11 of season 8. Halfway done. Obviously, quite tragic stuff with Leo in the last episode. This episode is a bit more informative when it comes to Billy. So shenanigans happening, awesome stuff. Like I said, you can check out my reaction to this episode in the description below, as well as the pinned comment, as well as my full reaction to this episode and a lot of other Charmed reactions over on my Patreon page. Apart from that, I just hope you guys enjoy. I look forward to reading your comments. And until the next time, toodles. It's an episode that's in the middle, in a sense, for me. Because it did feel a bit flat at certain points, but also there was a bit of intrigue in terms of this whole scenario. Like, especially since Davos was, this was a demon who'd been swapped with a kid with the same name, seemingly. So, obviously with the whole Christy situation, there is the whole. It does add a spark of intrigue and all of that, but it was very, very interesting to follow that whole scenario and whatnot, especially with how Davos got. Like I said, it's funny I say this because he didn't get framed technically, but as I said, it's not like he's gonna like the real. Well, even saying the real Davos is a bit funny, but it's not like he would honestly be like, you know what, I've learned from my mistakes, and so Piper had to impersonate him, and that was just really, really great stuff. So, but it is a really, really nice, have a taste of your own medicine moment, considering the fact that with Davos shooting the cousin, and the blame going for the Jenkins family. It was just that, wasn't it? A taste of your own medicine. So yeah. But I am glad that Piper really, really did shine towards the end. Like, understandably, she's going to be feeling a bit lost with Leo being absent, to the point where she's she's going to be recording moments, and she's going to try to distract her mind as well. Like, there was even that comment from Phoebe about, I haven't seen you clean like, you didn't even clean like this for your own wedding. So I think that really does speak volumes about, obviously, the distraction in terms of taking her mind off Leo includes cleaning the house profusely. So, but it does kind of feel a bit like grieving, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, Leo is not dead, and he will come back for the finale, surely. But it does feel like a bit of mourning, doesn't it? So yeah. But yeah, other than that, obviously, I felt like with Phoebe and Paige, they kind of took a little bit of a back seat in this episode, with Phoebe willing to move out again. She was having a bit of writer's block, and I feel like we've had this dance before with, distractions and the necessity to move out. Obviously, there's been a bit of a kerfuffle in the past in terms of, is this for the best? Like, I find it funny because obviously, when they're united and all of that, then that's when they're at this their strongest and all of that. And we've just had this whole thing about, Leo needs to be kept in cryogenic, basically, because you're about to prepare for the fight of your lives, and you need this motivation. So an episode later, you have Phoebe, I need to move out for my just so I can focus, etc. So yeah, it does feel a bit weird that they attached that, like, an episode after Leo needed to be kept on ice because the Charmed ones, they need to be motivated, they need to be strong, etc. And you do fear that if Phoebe does move out, then this is going to potentially weaken, the power of three, etc. Maybe. So yeah, because like I said, we've done this song and dance before, so yeah, but yeah. Like I said, with Phoebe looking for a new place, Paige was trying to get to know a bit more about Henry, and obviously Henry made that comment about the fact that he has a hard time trusting people, and I had a feeling it would attribute to the what he's mentioned before about bouncing around foster homes and all of that, which is understandable considering the fact that you're not in one place for too long, and your ways of trying to connect to people, they become a bit it becomes a bit weaker to try and make that tenable really, should I say. So yeah, it's just really, really sad for Henry's situation, but it does seem to push Paige and Henry along further and further, so that's pretty nifty. But yeah, like I said, for Piper, I'm really, really glad that she did come around in the end. Yeah, and she really, really put Delvos in hot water. So yeah, but yeah, other than that, it was all about focusing on Billy and her parents, which, is on brand, I guess. Like, I made jokes about the fact that you're not a charmed one if you haven't died, and this and that, or you haven't been possessed or turned into not possessed or possessed, and you need to go through the roller coaster, but you need to have turned into something, etc. And I guess it makes sense in terms of focusing on the parental dynamic, especially considering the fact that her mom didn't get the opportunity to be a witch, seemingly. So, yeah, but makes sense that with Billy being a part of this ensemble, that we did get to focus on her home life as well, and yeah, obviously there's the hurt about her sister and the fact that her parents tried to sweep it under the rug. But in reality, as we found out in this episode, they have been looking. But of course, I would like to chalk it up to, you don't want to get your hopes up, especially if Billy's a little kid. You don't want her to know that you're trying to find Christy, and yeah. So especially if she stood up for her sister quite a bit of the time, as her mom said. So yeah, but again, and it does feel a bit weird as well, because with them withholding the truth and all of that, and for Billy to constantly believe this idea that they just pretended that Christy didn't exist. Yeah, it does become embedded into you. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one to navigate, because, like I said, I feel like with both parents, they don't want to get their hopes up in terms of trying to find for a lead of Christy, should I say, only to fall short. Especially if something demonic took her, which they wouldn't be able to begin to look. They wouldn't know where to look, or where to begin to look, should I say. So yeah. But it had a very, very interesting premise, of course, with them. Like the whole projection, should I say, ability is kind of OP. I'm not gonna lie, but of course you need to be in the right emotional state for it. So yeah, I just love the fact that she called them cold-hearted assassins in a very spur of the moment occasion, because that's what you normally call people who that's a normal term to throw around, isn't it? You're a cold-hearted assassin. So yeah. I mean, obviously, it was a way to get the story to move in connection with Billy's powers, but I just find it funny. So, yeah, as well as the fact that she even though that she was, I guess you wouldn't be wrong, really. The beginning line about, you know what, I think corporate America, yeah, they are the ones who are taking these kids, etc. And it's like, how do you come to that conclusion? How did you put the math together there? What was, like, explain how you worked that out. So, yeah, it has to be them. Has to. No rhyme or reason, just has to. Bloody corporate. But yeah, that projection ability, like I said, kind of OP depending on where you're at emotionally. So yeah, but still, it was pretty good stuff. To have. I mean, some could say that Billy is evolving maybe a wee bit too quickly, but at the same time, I guess this is the final season, and we're halfway through, so especially with the fact that we've got to build on certain bits and pieces as we do near the end. I guess we've got to see Billy evolve at least once. Otherwise, we're just not going to see her evolve at all. And I know some people might think, well, maybe that's probably for the best. She's still a newbie, but still, I don't mind it personally. But like I said, an episode that's kind of hitting in the middle for me, in my opinion. So yeah, it wasn't great, it wasn't bad, but it was just all right. So I think that's a little fair assessment in terms of the description I was going for. So yeah, but I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!